Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina and I am a mom of 5 kids ranging from ages 18 months all the way up to 13, almost 14 years old. I can't believe that. In today's video, I'm talking to you guys about how I keep from getting overwhelmed. Today's video is a collaboration hosted by Anna over at Just Making It Work. If you have been around for any length of time, you know that I love Anna. I have collaborated with her quite a few times before. She is a seasoned mom, not only a seasoned mom, but a seasoned homeschool mom, and she is encouraging, and I am so excited to be part of this collaboration with her today and a whole bunch of other moms. So when you are done watching this video, be sure to click her channel down in the description box below and the playlist so you can hear about how different moms, maybe with different experiences and different family dynamics, how they handle this topic of overwhelm. I'm gonna be honest, I've been praying about this video for quite a few days now because I've been thinking about how I'm going to share this in an authentic way, in an encouraging way with you guys. I'm gonna tell you how I keep myself from getting overwhelmed. I don't. Truly, this video is an interesting one for me because some days overwhelmed can be my middle name. Like, I'm not kidding. I struggle with getting overwhelmed. I have 5 kids. I had 2 in diapers up until just a few weeks ago when my almost 3-year-old became potty trained. So I have 2 toddlers. I have a 6-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, and I have a teenager. I also am a teacher. I just recently took a private school teaching job and have my kids attending as well. So we were fully homeschooling and now we're doing sort of a hybrid approach, which I explain a bit more in some of my other videos about that. But I say all that to say we have a lot going on, as many families do. And we have a home to take care of and meals to cook and all of those things. I have an Instagram and a YouTube channel, and we serve at our church. So it's very easy to look at all of those things and get very overwhelmed. It's easy to look at the piles of laundry, the overflowing garbage, the overflowing dishes, the dirty floors, and the list goes on, and get overwhelmed. So I want to talk to you guys today about the reality of the fact that I do get overwhelmed on a pretty regular basis and how I handle that. The first thing that I want to say is that I have a very supportive, hands-on husband. And I have to say that first and foremost because I also know what it looks like on the opposite side of the spectrum, and that is a whole other ballgame. So if you are experiencing that, I just want to say I see you, I feel you, I'm praying for you, and please reach out if I can encourage you in any way, because that makes normal feelings of overwhelm in motherhood to a whole new level. If you are experiencing any type of serious life change or trauma or hardship, then it takes the everyday overwhelm that just comes with being a human, just comes with being a mother, and takes it to a whole nother level. At the same time, I also want to say that there is so much joy in motherhood. So although this video is about being overwhelmed, I don't want it to be super negative and make it seem like motherhood is a burden, being a wife is a burden, or any of those things. It's just the reality of who we are as humans when we begin to get overwhelmed and worried and worrying about tomorrow. And so I'm going to talk to you about some really practical things that I do to try to keep myself from getting overwhelmed. But just like mentioning my husband and having a supportive partner, I also just have to say that I have to start with prayer. Every single day, throughout the day, multiple times a day, and just remind myself that we can't worry about tomorrow. Like the Bible says, tomorrow will worry about itself. The Bible also says that God dresses the lilies, and if he dresses the lilies, how much more will he clothe us, and that he watches over the sparrow, and how much more does he love us. So we don't have to worry about tomorrow because God has us in his hands. And so if you don't know God, I encourage you to seek him out, read the Bible, reach out to me, and I would love to talk to you about Jesus and how my relationship with him is truly, if I had to pick one thing, what keeps me from being buried under feelings of overwhelm. It's about relationship, not religion for me. So if you've had a bad experience with religion, if you've had a bad experience with church, if you've had a bad experience with Christians, I see you, I hear you, I've been there, and I would love to talk to you if that's your experience, because I want to see all of you moms experience peace in the face of feelings of overwhelm. If you hear any noise, my daughter is at the table doing some of her knowledge crate activities, which I'll also talk about as one of the practical ways that I keep from getting overwhelmed. So before I do that, I just want to share that I said that I pray, I read my Bible, which is right here. It's well loved and duct taped together. I've had it quite a while. But sometimes I struggle even feeling overwhelmed with not knowing where to start. So before I get into some of the other practical things that I do to keep myself organized and from getting overwhelmed, I do want to share with you something that I do to kind of help me stay focused and not overwhelmed spiritually, and that is to get some Bible studies. I do have the YouVersion Bible app, and I do Bible studies on there. They have the daily story, which is kind of like Instagram, where you just click through and it's a new Bible study each day that just takes a few minutes. So that's always there, but you can also choose studies that are specific to maybe like what season of life you're going through, or, you know, something that you feel like you need encouragement in. But I'm a very like hands-on, tangible, like visual person. So I really like Bible studies that I can actually get my hands on, and also ones that are beautiful. I just got this one recently from the Daily Grace Co. It is the Fruit of the Spirit, and I got this at their $5 sale. I do have a link to the Daily Grace Co. down below in the description box. They have countless Bible studies just like this that walk you through certain scriptures in the Bible on a certain topic. So if you're feeling a certain way or needing a certain thing, you can go find one of those Bible studies, and then they walk you through what to read. She's erasing dry erase things. That's what that noise is. Are you doing okay, Gigi? Yeah. And then there are questions to go along with it. So you can do this on your own and write them down. You can do them with your spouse, with your family. So this is one way that I really help focus myself and not get overwhelmed with like, oh my goodness, where do I start if I do want to seek God for my peace? Not that you can't just crack open your Bible and find all of the good stuff in here, but if you're like me and sometimes you can get overwhelmed with that, this is a really great place to start. I also will put on some worship music. Maverick City and Elevation Worship are my current favorites right now. If I remember, I'll try to link them down below if you don't know them, but there is a song, Jireh meaning God our provider. And just when I feel overwhelmed about things, that is a song that really just encourages me and strengthens me spiritually. So praying, putting on some worship music, getting into the word or into a Bible study on my own is really important to me, but then also with my husband and with my family, so we can face some of the overwhelming things in life together. Outside of my spiritual walk, and obviously, like I mentioned, having a super supportive, hands-on husband and father to my kids, is getting some time to myself. So I spend a lot of time with my kids. I don't get a ton of time alone with my husband these days, but he is very good about taking the kids out. Like right now, he'll take them to the park so that I can get things done around the house. If I need to film a video, if I just want to sit outside and be quiet and read a book with a cup of coffee, then that really makes a huge difference for me to even just be able to like think, to sort my thoughts out in my brain, to really just be for a little while. I feel like that can really refresh me. So I'll fight him on it sometimes and be like, no, I want us to be together. I want us to all spend time together. And he's like, yeah, but if we leave, we come back, you're like a new person, you're refreshed. Like, trust me, we go through this all the time. And he's right. So I do fight feelings of wanting us to take all of those moments that we possibly can and go on adventures and be together here and, you know, all of those things. But I am learning to realize that I do need that time to recharge and even just sort my thoughts out. And so around that idea of sorting my thoughts out, I also have started prayer journaling. And it's really just a way to like get my thoughts out to God in like a tangible way, not just praying, even though that's enough, but really just writing them out. Getting things out of my brain and onto paper, I find very helpful in kind of calming down feelings of anxiety, feelings of being overwhelmed. And so a prayer journal is one way that I do that. But I also just have my trusty planner for that as well. Writing things down that I have coming up that month, coming up that week, maybe coming up the next day, reminders that I want to give myself of things that I might need to like pick up throughout the week or things that I want to get done. Again, getting all of those things out of my brain and seeing them on paper and knowing you don't have to keep trying to hold on to that thought or those 35 thoughts because you've written them down and they're there and you won't forget them. So don't stress it. It helps. It's not foolproof. I still have my moments, but it does make a huge difference. Then on a specific day, if I'm home and I'm like, okay, I have a million things I want to do, what I like to do is I have this little notepad that is a simple checklist style notepad, and I will write down all of the things that I want to do, trying to do it in order of priority, like the things that really need to get done. I'll also use these for my kids and give them each a list and be like, these are the things that you need to get done today. Organize it how you want, but I want you checking off things on this list because it helps me, again, get things out of my brain, but then also helps them to organize their day and be accountable and responsible, which brings me to another one of the things that I do to keep myself from getting overwhelmed, and that is delegating tasks, to not trying to do it all on my own. But here and there, I have moms say to me, I don't know how you do it all. How do you do it all? And the truth is, I don't do it all. My husband makes breakfast oftentimes. Lunch is usually like a split. Either it's a free-for-all, or I make it, or my husband makes it, or the kids make lunch for themselves and for each other. Dinner is really a mix. Sometimes I cook, sometimes my husband cooks. Here and there, Gia helps with breakfast. And the kids, so a little while ago before they went to the skate park, they had 1 hour, and I had the Chore Chart, which I'll talk to you about in a second, and they had to go through and choose things on the Chore Chart to get done in that hour. The floors got swept and mopped, the rug got vacuumed, the mudroom got cleaned up, the playroom got cleaned up, the garbage got taken out, the sink and the toilet in the bathroom got cleaned, and a load of laundry got switched over in an hour. I probably wouldn't have gotten all that done in an hour. I was also doing other things like cleaning up the kitchen and folding blankets and things like that. But I have to delegate tasks. I have to allow my husband and my kids to do things, or it will just become super overwhelming. So one of the ways that I've started to do that just recently is I do have on my refrigerator 2 things. I have a menu and I have a chore chart. So one of the last things that I want to talk to you about is meal planning. Now, I am not a meal planning guru. I've never been great at being consistent on it. However, I got this dry erase magnetic menu for my fridge, and it has really helped motivate me to not only map it out, but it's where everyone can see it. So my husband gets home before I do, and he can see, oh, she has up that we're gonna make this tonight. Here's what I know I need to prep or even cook to help out. And it makes a huge difference. So I try to, on Sundays, map out what we're eating for the week. Usually I don't go all the way through to Sunday just because I don't know what I'm gonna want at the end of the week. So typically I'll do like the first 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 days. And then I'll kind of adjust things if I need to, or maybe one of those days we just spring for takeout because it's just one of those days and things might get adjusted. But there's also a section for grocery lists and there's a section for notes, which is really helpful. So if there are foods that need to get used up so that they don't go bad, I can put them up there. And again, get that out of my brain. So I'm not like, hey, don't forget, like you need to cook the broccoli before it all goes bad. Yes,
Mommy, I need help erasing my words because they're kind of hard to get.
Okay, just do something different until I'm done. Okay, and then I'll help you when I'm done. Just a couple more minutes. So, the chore chart also helps with that because instead of barking out all of these orders of like, somebody needs to wash the floor and somebody needs to take out the garbage, I can say, all right, guys, go check the chore chart, pick 3 things that you're going to do, write them down under your name, check it off, and then remove it from the list of things that needs to be done. And then every day or every couple days, I can go back and look at it and add things, take things away that either need to be done or already got done. And I feel like those visual reminders on the fridge where everyone can see them really helps me from getting overwhelmed, and it helps them be accountable for doing their part, because really in a family, everyone needs to do their part or somebody is going to be overwhelmed. So, having a helpful partner, having a relationship with God where you can give him your feelings of overwhelm and anxiety and get his strength and peace in return, making lists in a planner or to-do lists, meal planning, having a chore chart, delegating tasks, getting time to yourself, and lastly, getting time with my husband. It is like my most treasured way to feel refreshed is to get time alone with him. It's far and few between lately, but it really does make a huge difference in keeping us both at our best, which obviously makes the whole family at their best. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that there's some tips here that will encourage you or just maybe give you some things to try if you're feeling overwhelmed lately and you need to make some changes. Hopefully it encourages you to know that if you are feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. I think all of us feel overwhelmed at times, some of us more than others, and some more in other seasons than others. So if any of this resonated with you, let me know down below. If there are things that really help you from getting overwhelmed, please throw that down below. I know exercise is probably a huge one for a lot of moms. I'd be lying to you if I said that I did it on a regular basis. It continues to be a goal for me because it does help and it does make a difference, but I am just not there yet to tell you that it is something that I do to keep from getting overwhelmed. So I know that's probably one that will be mentioned. If there are other things, let me know. If you're new here, I would love if you'd stick around. If you stopped by from one of the other moms' channels in this collab, let me know whose channel you're visiting from. Introduce yourself in the comments. I love to get to know you guys. I'd love if you stick around, click the red subscribe button, click the notifications bell so that you know when I have a new video coming out. I have all different kinds of content that I share on my channel: homeschool, motherhood, teaching, lifestyle, day in the lives, curriculum, hauls, all kinds of things. So if any of that interests you, I hope you stick around and I hope to see you soon. Oh, if you're not already following me over on Instagram, you can follow me there at rooted_homelife. You can check out the Daily Grace Co. and those Quick Canary menu boards and chore charts. I've linked them down below with discount codes for you guys. I told you guys that I would mention knowledge crates and I almost forgot. Another way that I help keep myself from being overwhelmed when I'm home is I set up activities at the table for my kids that they can just do on their own and be independent for the most part. So like today I had some things to do, including filming this video. And so I did a little bit of a spread at the table for my daughter from our knowledge crate. They're all like ready to go, open and go activities with everything she needs. I don't have to find different things for her to use. It's all right there. They are another thing that I've linked down below for you with a discount code. So that being said, I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos. And until next time, stay rooted.
and smashed out like